Hello, it's me once again. I'm back with the Rose Room discussion. Um, that was a little piece that I produced for a reggae artist. Sent in the beat, just waiting to hear the finishing project. But today I wanted to talk about something, and this may ruffle a little feathers, may make some people a little bit angry, but that's life because people tend to, you know, sometimes need some medication. Me, myself, yes, I needed to. Sometimes I do things that, make people angry, and then people make me angry sometimes too, also. But the truth is, like medication, you have to take it and deal with it and not get too, you know, out of control the situation. But the situation I wanted to talk about is people who tend to act as everything they do is perfect and everything you do is wrong. For instance, I have a group of individuals that I know that are involved in all kind of illegal things. You know, I'm not going to get into much detail because that's not something I'm going to judge. But I heard a message yesterday on a gospel or could be Christian or Catholic broadcast radio station called Guard Your Heart. And I thought to myself, wow, I have been doing that for a while. I've been allowing people in who don't have faith in the Most High, or they don't have faith in any religion, or don't even practice any type of moral conduct in life. They feel like they can do things to people. There's no consequences, and they will lie and manipulate and work their way through it and just act if it's okay. And you're supposed to accept that. And then you're not supposed to say anything and just sit around like an idiot and just allow them to keep doing it year after year after year. I thought to myself, like, no, this year, since we're in this age of revealing everything, I had a family member who was jealous of me because I won a settlement of 40,000, in the back injury, and this family member decided to tell people I was faking, even though I had my MRI disc that showed that I had these problems and medical issues. So when I got the money, the person was so jealous. They didn't even care about asking if I was okay. They were just mad because I had money. And what the person did, they went around and spread all these malicious rumors about me. The first one I heard was that I was some type of supporter of uh, one of the presidents that nobody didn't too much agree with. And I'm just going to keep that as 2018 and 2019. So I'm not going to go too far into that. But yeah, this person tried to get multiple people to attack me through that method. But that same person called herself a Christian and a Catholic. Um, the same person has done all. kind of stuff to me behind my back, stealing my information, selling my information, um, trying to contact law enforcement and making up all these malicious lies. But I went to church, prayed, asked for the Most High to guide me, like most people would do with any religion. You first don't want to battle a person. You want to figure out what's their issue. So you go to spiritual help and then you see if that can be resolved. If that doesn't work, then you want to mediate and see if you can come to a peaceful, conclusion. This person, after church, after mediating, they still came for me over and over and over, trying to figure out ways to punish me because I exposed the truth. I didn't know why this person kept doing it. I was like, wow, why does this person keep messing with me? This person's related to me. This person has everything that they have. I don't have millions of dollars. I didn't have anything at that time. I was actually working three jobs and going to school, trying to do everything peacefully. But this person kept trying to tarnish my name. Um, I even asked the person to go to court with me, to defamation, slander, just to prove to the world that none of these things that this person stated was true. But that didn't work either. So as I grow now in my adulthood and age and wisdom, I started to see this had nothing to do with anything with me. This was just the person themselves that had a demonic mindset. They were not set on peace in life. They hated their life and they wanted me to hate my life. So what they did, they tried to attach themselves to me and follow where I'm at, trying to spread malicious rumors. And I did what I thought was right. I prayed on it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to expose this. I'm going to start recording this person in conversations. I'm going to start videotaping this person, and their actions. So that way people can see them for truly what they really are. Because sometimes, I understand we have to go to prayer. I understand turn the other cheek. I understand, not to get involved with things that we do not know or understand and forces that we cannot see and we do not know fathom in our own minds. We don't know certain things that's attacking us. Like, if you're under attack by a spiritual attack, physical attack, mental attack, it just could be multiple ways that these people are, trying to find a way to break you. Um, this person couldn't break me because my faith in what I believe in, my religion, um, kept me strong all these years. I didn't have to resort to fighting this person. I never came to threaten him with any type of firearm, any type of weapon. I just used what the Most High gave me, my heart and my mouth. I used my mind to pray and to align my mind, spirit, and my body in harmony. So that way, when I met this person, I would not have a, you know, explosion because all the stuff this person did to me, it really hurt me. Um, I used to come all the way from San Diego and I used to buy this person groceries. They would tell me stuff like, "Oh, I don't have any money. I don't have this." This person didn't have an operating vehicle at the time. I let them use my vehicle. All this stuff while I'm doing all this stuff, thinking I'm doing good. This person was using my identity. They were slandering my name. They messed my car up when I let them use it. They just did everything possible. And as we move into this year of 2024, the person is still pursuing me with the same type of hatred. But every time I ask to mediate the situation or go to a court or anything of that nature, the person refuses. So what that told me is that things that we do not understand and do not comprehend, they move in ways that we don't, you know, function. They come in a way that it's like a energy that they bring with them. It's a really hateful energy. And no matter what you do to mediate the situation, sometimes the best thing to do is get away from a person. It's not to stay around them and keep, pursuing some type of relationship, because if that person has something going on with them, they're going to keep pulling you down into a pit. And no matter all the accomplishments you do that are good, no matter if you help that person, help other people, you can go around the world helping millions of people. This person will still find something about you because they're not happy with themselves. And my message today in this little, short Rose Room discussion, I wanted to say to people is get away from those who are always trying to pull you down, that don't see anything that you're doing positive or good. They don't see anything happy. They always have a negative point of view about you. They're not looking to engage with you with anything that is mutual agreement, a peace. They're looking to always find something about you that's hateful. Whether it be your shoes, they will try to talk about them. Whether it be your clothing, they'll try to talk about it. Your hairstyle, just you being happy and being you and being original with yourself. It makes them very angry. Um, with that said, I also have another family member that which I love dearly to my heart. I've done everything possible and go out of my way for this family member. But sometimes people will pull people back into your life, and you don't understand why. And like I said, my religion has me forgive people, but it also tells me when I get a blessing, to get out of that area or that place, because the Most High opens a door for you. Now you're in a better place. You shouldn't go back to pull people that never liked you into the new place that the Most High blessed you with, because the Most High doesn't bless a mess. You know what I mean? He blessed success. So he granted you success out of a mess. So instead of going with the success, you go back and grab the mess because you're so comfortable sometimes with people that treat you bad. This is another thing that I think our people need to work on. We need to stop allowing people who treat us bad and who belittle us and talk down to us to stay in our lives. It's not a good thing because these people will keep pulling at you with their claws, and like crabs in a barrel, you'll never make it out. And all they would do is have conversations about how destructive life is and how destructive everything you're doing is, and how they themselves couldn't find their edge, but they'll blame you. Um, what I learned is anybody that's demonic or has a negative energy or has a bad energy, they never see what they're doing is bad. They will not listen when you try to tell them anything that's bad. They will not admit that they've done something bad. That is a toxic personality. You have to figure out ways to render that. And if a person is constantly having a toxic personality, you need to, say something, because that's not of the Most High's way. That's not of the way of Christ. That's not of the way of Christianity. It's not of the way of, how can I say this? Islam. It's not of the way of any type of religion that I have heard of in my life that wants peace, prosperity, love, unity, and happiness for a person. Um, and then you have to be careful too, because some of these people that are preaching in these type of places are leading people. They're not spiritually set themselves. They're kind of asphyxiated on power, and you have to watch for these things. And in this year of 2024, I think a lot of stuff is being revealed. Um, I found out that the person I was talking about is also connected to other people, and they are involved in witchcraft. But they also claim to be Christians and Catholics. So I'm kind of confused. If you believe the Most High will and judgment will come upon a person who's done wickedness, you do not have to interfere or do anything to that person, because if that person is going to be judged by the Most High, it will come expediently, fast, and with the quickest results with prayer. I know this because I prayed for a while. I have seen the results. All the places I've been where people have wronged me, I have seen now there's nothing but destruction. When I go back, you know, I don't keep grudges, but when I go back to go look at certain places, I say, wow, this is the same place that, they wouldn't hire me. And the manager called me names and racial names. And then I come back, the place is full of drug addicts, destruction, and the manager's fired. So let you see the Most High does work in mysterious ways. So If you can't hear me out there, keep your faith. Don't stop believing. Don't stop praying. Pray every day to whatever spiritual religion you're in. As long as it's guiding you in a positive path, it's not hurting anyone, it's not being forced upon anyone, um, and you're doing it in a manner to where it's giving you the best results for love in your life. It's not going to harm anyone, and it's not something that's going to make a person feel like you're trying to pressure them to join in. So keep your faith, and I think that's one of the good things of this year. A lot of people are showing that they are not giving in when it comes to all these things about our digestive system that I mentioned before in the last podcast, and things that are around us. People are starting to wake up. They're really telling people the truth. People are starting to give people the messages and information, which is our job to do as people. If we see fire in front of us and we know somebody's coming behind us, we would yell fire. We would scream it real loud. We will scream. If we're hurt on the ground, we would yell and scream we're hurt for somebody to come and help us. So I believe that our people in this country and other people and just pretty much people in general right now, we're really hurt. We're hurt. It's a big fire, and we're all seeing the fire burn around us, and we're really starting to see it, and we're trying to put it out, and we're doing everything possible to put it out. But it's those that sometimes want to keep it going because they're comfortable being in destruction. They do not want to see the other side. They do not want to render their power over people. So they will keep starting a fire because they don't want to move forward in life. And some people are scared. I know it's hard sometimes. I was scared too myself. Remember, I told you I grew up here in the California area of the Bay Area. I grew up in the inner city projects. I seen a lot of stuff. Um, I'm talking about stuff that's very bad. I don't want to mention it because it's something that happened a long time ago, and it's a lot of trauma to my mind and my spirit. And I leave it alone at that. And I do still hear about stuff. I do go around and visit my old stamping grounds every now and then. I try not to be too familiar with it because there's still stuff going on. But I don't forget people, and I don't forget where I come from. But I do know I have to grow and get myself in a better position. So I can't go backwards. I need to go forward. But I'm always willing to go back and help anybody out. But people nowadays are in this mindset of everybody owes them something. That's another thing we have to get out of. Nobody owes me anything, but they owe my ancestors the money for slavery. That is true, but they don't owe me anything as when it comes to moral value, moral support, mental stability, and they don't owe me spiritual stability. Um, that's something I have to build on my own. Just like my own body and physique, when it comes to you going to the gym, that's on you to work out. There's nobody that can come and press a button on your back and transform you into a perfect shape or sculpt you. You have to work on that by yourself. Just like studying, you have to get up and go to school. So I don't put my blame on any race or any nationality. I just know what's right and what's wrong. And everything will be revealed in due time. But when it comes to me, myself as a person, that's what I mean. I don't mean that we're not owed the reparation money that we're supposed to get. I'm not stating that. I'm saying when it comes to me as a person, nobody owes me to force me to go out and do better for myself. I have to do this by myself. I have to get up by myself. I have to think by myself. I have to put together plans by myself. And I have to be positive and move in a strength by myself. And I do walk with the Most High. That's why I'm stating to you prayer is always good. Whatever religion you believe in, get that guidance and step with that and have your armor and your shield and be prepared for battle in life because it's not going to be a easy task. It's not going to be a fun task and it's not going to be a pleasant one. But as long as you're willing to go out to the battlefield and stand up for something righteous, you will see the end results and nothing should stop you. But on that case, on that note, I'm going to play a little quick little, track that I produce because that's what I like to do. I like to showcase my own, you know, skill set and talent because this is my show. So please stay tuned and rock with me, and I'm gonna rock with you, Pippin. And we're gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna move with you and I'm gonna step with you like I always do. And yes, I'm back at you again. That was my song. Once again, it's called Low West. It's on multiple platforms, streaming platforms. You can download it, get it. It's only 25 cents. I'm not trying to make billions and billions of dollars off of people. I'm just trying to express my talent and my skill set and show people that I can do something positive with my life and make some good results. Even though I come from a harsh environment, um, I grew up in a very harsh environment. A lot of people I knew and grew up with did not make it. They didn't get the same opportunities. So I feel like I owe it to everybody to do righteous with my life. I've always tried to do so. Even multiple people would always tell you that I always stood out and did stuff that was kind of odd to them or weird. But the end results, they would see that most of them followed the same pathway and they have a good life now. A lot of my friends have houses, they have children, they are doing good, they have businesses, and they made it out of that situation. And I'm thankful and I'm glad to see that they done so because it's very hard, and a lot of us did not get that chance. I now try to find ways to help people, but I do it in my own way that the Most High sent me in. I don't have the funds anymore like I used to help people like I used to, but I don't do that anymore. I do much more in spiritual and conversation. I feel like we owe something to everybody in some way. And I try to put out as much positivity in the universe, but I also try to put out the truth. And sometimes people get angry when you're telling the truth about stuff. They don't want to see that part as a positive way. And let me give you an example. If I were to jump over a pothole and put a cover over it, and knowing it does not really fit and it's barely on there, and the next person is going to follow me and they're going to fall into it, I would tell somebody the truth and say, hey, don't put your foot on that pothole because if you do, you're going to fall into it. Now, if the person chooses to heed my information, they will heed it and they will see. If they choose not to and fall into it, I have done my job because that's what I'm stating about telling the truth. And if the truth is in front of you, like people selling drugs, people human trafficking, kids or women or boys or whatever you see, just because it's not affecting you at the moment doesn't mean that you don't need to tell the truth and state what's going on around you because you can open the eyes of other people who can become victims. And if you give the truth to them, that helps to set people free and also gives them a better option and it keeps them out of harm's way. So that's my theory on things. Once again, this podcast is based on entertainment purposes. Everything I say is for conversation and discussion. Please do not take it to the heart, and please do not act as if everything I'm going to speak is going to be 100% facts because, once again, this is from a human perspective, mankind's perspective, from a person's perspective, from my personal point of view. And this is for entertainment purposes. I do not want to brainwash anybody. I do not want to change anybody's personal point of view of what they think and feel in life. I just want you to open your horizons and see that there's things around you that do exist. And sometimes you have to look everywhere, look up, look down, look all around. There's life everywhere around you. There's people around you living life, and we're all going through different things. And you have to be aware of that. And that's another thing I wanted to speak on. Um, if you find yourself calling yourself a Christian or a Catholic, you must be aware of that. Because if you worship the Most High and you worship His Son and you know the teachings, you should be aware that you should not you shouldn't be quick to judge anybody based on what you see at that point in time. Because, like people will tell you, you don't understand what a person went through to get to certain places. You don't understand what they had to sacrifice in their lives. You don't understand the things that they had to endure on a daily basis. And sometimes people don't see that. They just see what they see. And they may see that you're broke and say, oh, he's a broke person. He's dumb. He's stupid. He's an idiot and this and that. And they don't know what you've done to get broke. Maybe that person went around giving money to homeless people. Maybe that person went around helping out people until they became broke. Maybe that person sacrificed their money for other people to have something so that way they can get in a position because they know those people would never have a chance. You see, um, your eyes are there for a reason, and your ears and your mind between them. You should use those things and really sometimes sit back and just listen, look, and understand before you jump and leap to try to destroy somebody or try to characterize them in a certain way that you don't understand. Because in this day and time, everything is very sensitive. People are moving in a different energy, and you have to be on point with what you're saying when you're conversating with people, and you have to be honest. Look them in the eye, straightforward. Keep your chest up, and don't be afraid of anything and no one, because no one controls life. We all are going to leave this life one day. We're not going to be here forever. Even this conversation I'm giving to you won't be here forever. My name won't be here forever. Nobody will be here forever. That's improbable. It's not real. It's not based on any type of facts. There's no human being that can fly forever and just stay here in this planet and live forever. We don't know of any. Even the ones the Most High brought to heaven, they're not here anymore. So, and that's based on theory, not actual fact, because I have not seen anybody rise from the grave. I have not seen anybody rise from the dead. I don't know. I'm just going by my own mindset, concepts, feelings, and personal point of view. And like I said, this is for entertainment purposes. It's not for anything that's on facts. Excuse me, I apologize. I burped. Yes, I am human. I'm not a robot or AI. Um, Another thing I wanted to get into also is energy. Energy sometimes can be deadly. It could be more deadly than drugs. It could be more deadly than catching the SCD. It could be more deadly than being hooked on drugs. Energy, being around people who drain you, being around people who basically don't see good about you, being around people who have negative energy, who belittle you, can also be as dangerous as anything else. Because the more you endure being around those people with that negative energy, the more it will affect your psyche, the more it will affect you and your positivity, and the more affect the things that you're trying to do that's positive in life. I've learned that because I worked at a place before. Um, Everything was good when I first started working there, and this was in a city that's in California. I came to work every day, creased my clothes, did a great job, opened the door for people, waved hi to them, was always trying to keep an up spirit, even though I seen stuff around me that I didn't think it was proper at the time or was in good intentions. Um, some of the employees felt that I was too happy. I don't know what that means because you're supposed to be happy every day you wake up in life. You're supposed to have a good spirit and good energy. Supposed to want to meet people, mingle with people. That's part of our DNA as human beings. We love to be around each other. We love to learn new stuff. We love to see new stuff. We love to see other human beings' faces, features. Sometimes it's comical, sometimes it's funny, but it's all good energy. Don't take it personal. Um, but sometimes you have to recognize when people are not wanting to see anything good. And that's what I had to learn in that job. I seen that the people that were working there was actually allowing people to steal. I seen that some of them were also allowing individuals that were their friends to cheat on their time cards. I seen people that weren't even at work when they're supposed to be at work. They were at home hanging out, smoking joints, playing video games. Supposed to have been there for the whole 8 hours of work and would leave early and would still be clocked in, and people would help them. And, my job was to report anything I seen that was affecting that company. So I did my job. By doing so, I also reported a bunch of children. And what I noticed is that these children would come in groups in cars and vehicles, and sometimes they would be accompanied by adults. And I thought to myself, this is very strange. Why would adults help kids to go get large amounts of alcohol? Why would kids pay adults to get large amounts of alcohol? And so after making one of my reports, because everything's about the kids, right? We don't want them to fail in life. We don't want them to get caught up in the same things we went through in life, and we want them to have a better path and to find a better path and to understand life at an earlier age so they don't make the same mistakes we did. I decided to report these kids. Lo and behold, these kids were also involved in some type of sex trafficking. Well, I can't say sex trafficking, I would say child exploitation, sexual exploitation. And a good thing I did so, because when I reported it, the other staff members that work for law enforcement came and they also caught the same group of kids. And lo and behold, as the investigation came, it was linked to a bunch of people who were forcing children to do these things and also using them in a way to exploit them sexually, their bodies in videos and photos. And they were also, how can I say this? I can't say the word. I don't want to say that stereotypical word of blackmailing because it had nothing to do with a black, but I would say much more of holding something over their heads of videos and pictures and telling them that they will be exposed and embarrassed because just think about it. If you're a child, you get drunk and somebody takes advantage of you and you're not aware and you are passed out. And the next thing you know, somebody's showing you pictures of somebody stuffing something into your anal cavity, into your private cavity, into your mouth. They're showing you that they're grown men and you don't know these grown men had diseases or what. And this is a tactic I believe that's been used all the way through slavery. And the reason why I say that is because remember buck breaking, things of that nature they did to people, and raping people of other different nationalities, and then they would hold it over their heads and they would scare them with it. And as we move into 2024, how many decades ago has that been? That's wow. That's been they did this in biblical times, right? So the same formulas and the same type of techniques are being used in this time, just upgraded now. Now they can, drug a little girl, invite her to a party, drug her, take pictures and video of her, and then now they can put it on the internet, on websites. And think about that. How would that destroy a young girl's life who's innocent, who has not been involved with anything demonic, who has happiness in her heart, who loves everybody, who sees the world as something peaceful? And now to be victimized by somebody that's that evil, demonic, and that scandalous and treacherous like a snake and a slimy ass eel, um, and any other type of form of creepy crawly that crawls on the ground that can be crushed, to take advantage of somebody's life like that. And that's what I've seen. This is the same tactics that's been used for a long time on everybody. It was used on me. I'm going to tell you a story real quick. How I lived in a place in El Cajon, California. This is when I first got my job working in a field that is very extremely rough, but it's competitive and it's very gratifying. I'm not going to get into too much details of it, but I was doing very well at it, and I was the only African American, matter of fact, to be in that field in that position at that time. I was doing everything right. Lo and behold, I run into a couple of troubles. I didn't understand what was going on about it. But what I found out later on when I lost that position and I did not get the higher position that I aimed for, um, I was being watched in my home illegally. I found a hidden camera and a hidden microphone. Uh, the microphone was placed into this crack in the roof, which I seen, and I kept trying to figure out why is there a small, like penny shaped, dime shaped hole in the roof, and why is it something black right there? I didn't really know what it was. So my curiosity got me to poke it When I poked it, I felt something soft, so I jumped down real quick, thinking it was some type of animal. So I got something to prod at it, poke at it some more, and as I started to uh, pierce at the area, I seen a microphone, and something told me, "Hey, go around and check your place where you're staying at and see what else they have inside of there." So once again, lo and behold, I found a camera in my shower. I found one in one of the vents in the front room. I found one in one of the vents in my room. So I said, "Wow!" Lo and behold, I have had intercourse with young women here. We have gotten naked. Well, we are naked. I have young women that come to my. At that time, I was very young. I'm in my 20s. I was very sexually active. Um, I would, every now and then come home with different females that I would meet, young ladies. I would engage in sexual acts with them, and we would go our way. It wasn't, you know, uncommon because at that age, I had a lot of money, had 3 cars, had a good, successful job, had my own place. And, I wanted to, like any young man, you want to explore the other sex. You want to, bond with somebody. So, thinking about that, I thought to myself, wow, all this time I'm having intercourse with these young ladies, somebody's been watching me, violating my privacy, showing it to somebody else. And not only that, I had family members, young family members that was ages 12 and 8 and probably even younger than that visit me. Just visit me just out of love because I really used to love hanging with my family and I would love to bring them to places when I ever get something big and I got money and have 15,000 or something. I say, "Oh, that's nothing to spend like 2,000 and give everybody a good time and bring kids down and have a good time and a good party." But lo and behold, the whole time that we were having our, um, you know, bonding and people visiting me, they were being videotaped and watched by somebody. I later on found out it was a male that was a child pedophile. Not only that, he was a child pedophile, he was also living with another pedophile. And they were not supposed to be living in my apartment complex at all. The manager was allowing him to stay there because the manager was a drug addict and he was also himself into something with children. There were other people living there that also had kids that were also into the same things, drugs. So I started to put two and two together and I decided to contact the owner of the property because you know how I just said God works in mysterious ways? The manager somehow said that he lost my $800 check for my rent. Now, mind you, these are checks that he can only take to the bank because they have my account. They're personal checks. They're not checks of a money order or anything of that nature. And my bank lets me know when there are, the funds are removed. And so I contacted my bank and said, "Hey, excuse me, did this check blah, blah, blah?" And it was like, "Yeah, it was, to this person." I said, "Oh." So I contacted the main corporate office of the company I was renting from and said, "Hey, I paid my rent recently. Did you guys receive my check?" They said, "No, we never received your check." So doing research, went to my bank, they investigated and found out that my manager was putting the checks into his account. Now, do you understand how treacherous some people can be? And I felt like I just stated before, it was my duty to tell everybody the truth. So what I did, I went throughout the complex talking to other people and telling them what happened. And then with us now combining our information, I found out that this man was doing it to everybody almost. I mean, he had done it so bad to where he had even done it to the drug dealer guy that lived there, which who shot up his house. I have that on video. Um, when I get a chance, I'm going to show you guys that. But right now, I'm not. But I'm going to show you when the police were out there and everybody was helping them look for the bullets on the ground because they were scared. But at the same time, they were also involved in a lot of demonic activity. And I believe the Most High had a way of exposing that to get me up out of there. And later on, that apartment complex was shut down and it was bought by another company. The manager himself became homeless. He got another place because he was in some type of group. He's affiliated with these groups. The two child molesters were arrested. Multiple people were kicked out because they were not supposed to be there. And I did go and tell them about the cameras. I was informed that the place was under investigation in the past, and the manager knew about it, that he had worked with law enforcement, and that they had microphones and cameras. And when the investigation was done, some people are so lazy they didn't even take some of the equipment out, and they left this man with access to other people's privacy to record and watch these people. So who knows what this man did with this type of information? But he was such a coward. I almost broke his back one day because once again, God works in mysterious ways. He had to help me take out this couch. The couch weighed at least around, I say, about 300 pounds. He ended up had to grab the lower end of it, and what happened was it slipped out of my hand and it crushed his back. So, like I say, the Most High works in mysterious ways. Um, the man, I believe, got the fuck. Well, excuse my French. He got what he deserved because of what he was doing to people and kids there and other people that lived there. He was exploiting them and disrespecting their privacy. So to move forward this day and age, we're now seeing a lot of people are finding cameras in their houses. They're finding that their privacy is being invaded. They're finding that a lot of stuff that they thought was kosher. Excuse me. I apologize for burping. Um, is not really what they thought it was, and that there's people out here that prey on other people, and it is our right, and it is ordained upon us to speak the truth, and that comes back to my same point I was trying to make. Sometimes the Most High is going to put you in a position to where you have to stand up and say things. It may ruffle some feathers, it may make people angry, but the truth has to be heard. You can't allow a person to get away with things that's against the law and just sit around and act like you're going to go to heaven. You're not, because you're allowing a demonic force to take hold around your sanctuary and it cause chaos. And pretty soon it's going to come into your home. So when you see things that are not supposed to be there, drugs, prostitution, anything that is operating not in the laws of standard laws that we all abide by, it's your right. And the Most High is giving you that right. And He's also ordaining you to stand up and say something. And that's the reason why He's bringing that to your attention, because you may be the one that can help save a life, a kid's life, a child's life, a woman's life. You could probably save them from being raped, assaulted. It's up to you to say something. But if you choose to sit here and laugh and to hide it, be prepared when it comes for you and your kids, or even you one day. And the same energy that you give out is going to become the same thing you're going to have to deal with. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, people. There's nothing that is wrong with, being righteous. I don't understand sometimes the behavior of people. I don't understand the behavior of this mindset nowadays. I was also trapped in it too. Also, I'm not here to judge anybody, but we're all waking up out of a slumber. We're all seeing now, and like I said, we're all seeing that everything is on fire, and we're rushing to try to work with each other. But we need to be able to pass the buckets of water to put out the fire. We cannot pick and choose who we pass the bucket of water to. That is the Most High's job. You're going to be working with people that you may have not worked with before in your life. You're going to find allies in people that you may have not found allies with before in your life. But you have to do so because the Most High's will is what He wants you to do. And if it's not the Most High you believe in, it may be Buddha, it may be Allah, it may be Christianity, it may be Jesus, it may be anything that you look to. But what I'm saying to you, if it's for the better benefit of us to put out the fire so that way we don't get burnt and our children don't get burnt and we don't lose what's around us, we have to be able to pass these buckets of water to put it out. We cannot just put out a fire in our little area and think it's not going to spread back again. We cannot put out a fire just around us and then look and there's a fire ahead of us. coming right back, doubling back, shooting ash at us and burning up everything that you own in your property. And then now you're just going to say, oh, well, I made sure to put the fire out around me. No, it's a reason why you're seeing that large fire. It's a reason why these people have buckets of water. It's a reason why they're working in a team to put it out. And it's a reason why you have not been woken up enough to see that that's the effort that we're trying to do. People are trying to stand up for the kids. You see how everything is kind of like lightweight, where they try to cover up that company who was taking those photos with those kids who had that pornography in there and had this attire that kids should not be even wearing. And when it comes to these lists, these people on this list, we're still blinded. We're still scared to stand up against these people. We keep acting like these people are the greatest thing in life. These people are damn perverts, child molesters. They're the lowest of human beings. Why are we giving them the freedom? If it was anybody else in your neighborhood that shot a gun or sold some drugs, you would persecute them to the damn death. You would make sure everybody knows about it everywhere they go. So what is the difference between them and these people with this money that are in entertainment? Why are you scared to send them to them? If you believe in your belief of righteousness, why are you scared to stand up against those who are doing wrong and wronging these children and wronging anybody? I heard last night before I went to sleep a preacher state something. He says the Most High wants you to work on yourself to get better with Him and His relationship, or whatever creator you believe in wants you to work on you to get better with a relationship between you and that um, spiritual belief you have. He does not want you to point out everything of everybody else, because if you're too busy pointing out everybody else, you're not looking at what's going on around you and within you, and it's going to happen to you because you're blinded with rage. You're blinded with thinking you're better than another person. You're blinded with not wanting to see the truth of things. And like this man stated, I believe the same thing. You need to work on you. We need to all work on ourselves first. Um, we cannot dictate what's going to happen in life. We cannot dictate what's going to happen and transpire beyond this life. We don't know anything. All we know that we all have five fingers. Am I correct? We all have five toes, unless you're an alien. You have some seven or eight, or some type of unknown species that we don't know about on this plane of this planet. And if that's so, we need to figure out what the hell you are. But back to the situation I'm stating. We all have private parts. We all have faces. We all have ears. We all have mouths. There's nothing different between us, but just the problems that we go through. And that's what you probably need to see sometimes. Sometimes the Most High wants you to see that a person is going through something to make you much more stronger in the faith or belief of being righteous in your life, and to see that the blessings that you have in front of you, don't take them for granted, because they can go at any time. Um, what I can say to you is try to cherish and love life and be very happy with what you have. Don't be envious of other people having things. I found myself in that same mindset, and I had to pray to get that out of me, because that's not a good thing to have in you, because it will cause you to stumble and fall, because you're looking too much at another person. You're upset at them. You don't even see you're about to fall into a damn uh, fall off a canyon, because you're too blinded with rage or hatred or jealousy or envy. Um, Another thing I wanted to talk about that I did speak on was the trespassing and transgressing, but like I said, it's done in a different way, which is also, I stated it was buck breaking, slavery, um, which is also sexual exploitation. To me, is in the same bracket. They all link together if you really look at them and study them, because trespassing against somebody is coming to somebody's home, taking advantage of them, taking stuff from them that they never asked you. Trespassing against them also is trespassing against their body. Their privacy is their body. Once you violate somebody else's privacy, you're violating their body and you're trespassing against them. Transgressing, pushing yourself upon a person that does not want you, pushing yourself into a person's home that did not give you permission. These things right here are of the Bible, people. They're in the Bible. We're not supposed to be doing them. Putting cameras in people's houses, spying on people, these are all coward acts. These are not of the Most High. These are not of any religion I know.
because you walk on faith. You don't walk on the camera looking at somebody. If you're that paranoid to where you have to watch somebody every day in their home and they scare you that much, maybe you need to go get mental health because that's crazy. That makes no sense to where you are that afraid of somebody. That means you have a mental health issue. Because nobody's that afraid of somebody unless they have a fear or they done something wrong. And I'm not going to get into too much of the background of that because you know who have done a lot of wrong to us, and I'm not going to point that out. But the system itself, has used that same tactic too. Also, all I can state to you is that get right because I don't know how long we have. I don't know when the Most High is coming. Nobody would know the day, the hour, the minute, the time. But with these events that are happening, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I believe that the best thing to do is get right. Get your spirit right, get your mind right, get everything right. Uh, and be truthful with the stuff that you're seeing. Don't be afraid to speak up about stuff because it's happening and you're seeing it for a reason. And if you believe in the Most High and He came back to save you and spoke up for you and the angels or whatever, once again, spiritual guidance you believe spoke up for you and gave you insight about people who did you wrong to help kids or whatever it was, you should feel the same way when you see stuff going on around other people. Don't let people do stuff around you that's demonic or that's negative energy because the universe has a way of paying everybody back. Believe me, I know. I received payment recently. Um, You have to be on your guard what you're doing and how you're doing it. I don't, you know, I'm trying to right now. I'm trying to stop smoking marijuana because I've learned that it's not a real. How can I say this? I know it's done for medicinal purposes. I do agree with helping people and people with cancer, but I don't want to be the influence of children um, being misguided. And I feel like the Most High gave me a spiritual warning, and He gave me a wake up call. And this is why I'm going to be cutting back on that. I was going to invest in this business I had, a marijuana business. I got the baggies. I was going to get the equipment. I was going to pay for it, but I guess this is the Most High's way of telling me that that's not a good investment. That's not something I need to be doing. Maybe He has a better thing that He wants me to do. Maybe He wants me to help people. Maybe He wants me to invest my money into doing something else that's going to be much more of His will. And maybe marijuana was not the thing of His will, or it's not His will. So yes, I had a spiritual awakening and I had a punishment by the Most High. I believe Elohim, the King of heaven and earth, Jehovah, Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Yahweh. However, you pronounce the Most High's name, the King of all kings, the creator of all existence. That's my faith. I'm spiritual. I do not believe in churches too much. I did go to church when I was young a lot, and I did pray a lot. I still attend church every now and then, but I pray spiritually because that's just my way of keeping myself in check, keeping moral conduct in my life. That makes me not jump out to do anything to anybody, and it makes me think before I do anything because I know the spiritual word is something that's very divine to me and my soul and my mind and my spirit. So I try to heed after these commandments, and I try to heed after these these things that came before me. Um, on that note, I want to get into another thing real quick, and I'm going to play another song real quick, and then it's going to be my last rant on here. And I appreciate you for joining me. I appreciate anybody that's listening, and I appreciate anybody that agrees with my conversation. So let me get into this next song that I did produce, and I'm going to play that for you. All right. That was another song I produced. Um, Take that chance. I took a couple of samples. You already know the artist. I can't mention the name because of copyright issues and things of that nature. But the song was pretty good song. I liked it. I like that mix. I like the vibration, and I like it makes me release and feel good to have a little groove in my life. But yeah, that's on multiple platforms, streaming platforms for music, and you can download it once again for a quarter. Doesn't cost that much. Thank you, and I appreciate you. And my last and final rant that I was thinking about. The other day, I found myself daydreaming. I was looking at the wall, and as I looked at the wall, I started to see like images in the wall, the painting. Sometimes you see like when the painters paint on a wall and the grooves and the markings in the wall, and if you look at them, you can like kind of make out faces. You can see things of this nature, and I thought to myself, what is that? Because I know every person I met, they always see something different. And I said, wow, that lets me know that there has to be a greater power in life. Because if me and you would look at the same thing and we've seen five different things, that means that none of us can see in the same way, but we see in a similar way. So it has to be some type of ordained or spiritual power that is amongst us. And out of those images, I can make out horses. I damn near made out a whole like a painting. I said to myself, wow, should I start carving these type of things? Could this be something that is like a calling, or just could this be something that lets me know that there's a higher power? And then the other day, I'm driving along, I see a rainbow. I said, wow, isn't that what the Most High left to let us know that he would not flood the planet again? Or that he did flood the planet? I'm not really 100% sure on the significant spiritual meaning or the biblical, you know, information upon that because, the Bible has been rewritten multiple times. We know the King James version is not really the right one because we know King James practiced homosexuality, but he also wrote a Bible. But people are going to say, "Oh no, that's not true," but it is true. Go back and you can see it. I'm not giving you any false facts. He was also with a duke. I'm not going to say what duke, but I'm just telling you. Basically, that man laid with multiple men, and he wanted to rewrite the Bible in his wording. So that's why I say some of the stuff in the Bibles are not up to par. But there are Bibles out there, like the Old Testaments and other ones that have the original. And I think the Ethiopian Bible, they didn't take out none of the context. So there's a lot of Bible. And also, if you want to look into another one, that is the Enoch. I find that very fascinating. When I read that, I was like, wow. They talk about giants, creatures, all kind of stuff. They talk about things that exist on this earth that probably are still here. They're talking about things that are hidden into tombs and stones and places that you're not supposed to go to. And they talk about a lot of stuff. But that book is very it's it's mind blowing. I thought at first I was reading a novel, you know, but this is based on pure facts from a disciple and from a person who believed and had a spiritual connection with the King of all kings, the creator of all life. I'm going to get that book again and read some more into it because there's multiple different ones, And I also watch these YouTube stories, and now that they have AI, they can actually bring the book to life. But the Most High also states that you can't put his imagery into anything, and that's another thing I wanted to state to everybody. Um, in this day and age, now that we're in 2024, we know about Constantine. I did a report on him, and I think it was I was going to Cabrillo Community College, and one of my classes did a report on him, and that man was very interesting, and also he was an opportunist, because as you can see, that man knew that the religion of believing in the Most High Creator of life would not stop, and he wondered why these people were willing to die for something that they don't even know, they don't even see, and that they had that much faith in it, and that when he sent his soldier out to kill certain people, they couldn't even be killed. So he took the religion and made it into a expense, and he granted power within it into his own cabinet, so that way he can overlook and take money from people and manipulate. So, on that point, what I was trying to state to you about imagery and things of this nature and how it can lead to a lot of different discussions, because I believe the Most High has so much different guidance and within this universe that can be shown to us in different ways. Like I stated, I was looking at the wall, I seen that image. Another person seen the image, they seen something else. But let me see that the Most High communicates to both of us and through all of us, really, pretty much. And he was telling us that we can see things that are there that are sometimes hidden. And one of those things that are hidden is the way that religion and certain things can be used against us spiritually. It can be used to manipulate us. It can be used to have us disbelieve things. It could be also used to have us dislike people that may be very good-hearted people, but due to the way that we see things, as I'm trying to state to you, like I was looking at the image, we see it in different ways, but we see images. But that's a communication. I was stating that it's in all of us, but what we perceive or what we see and what we feel is going to be different on each mindset. Nobody's not going to agree on it to the same thing. Tomato, tomato. You know, it's going to be different. We're always going to have that in life. That's why we have multiple religions and we have multiple prophets that followed the Most High Elohim and uh, I would say Yahweh Shah or Yahweh. You can put it in any name and you can say, "Hey, I'm wrong, this or that, whatever." It doesn't matter. Like I'm saying, we can agree to disagree. That's the final one I'm trying to state. Nothing is of embedded in stone because it won't be here tomorrow. So once again, don't take it too personal because we are not the most high ourselves. We are not the creator of lives. We can create lives and reproduce, but we cannot, you know, create all life around us. It's probable. We don't even know what's going on around us, period. We barely even know the damn ocean. So we all have something to learn and we all have something to see. And no matter where we are, as long as we're looking at the same thing, we may see something different, but we're looking at the same thing. We're all looking on the same path. And I'm happy that everybody is at this mindset now because it's a great mindset to me. I'm very happy about this day and this time and this age. I think it's long overdue for everybody to see. I'm very happy that everybody has a good perspective of what is not real, what is real, and what is good for you, what is bad for you, and what is to be, seen around you. Like I said, don't be afraid to open your eyes, look, listen, look up, look down, look all around because life is everywhere around you. Doesn't stop moving. And on that note, I'm going to thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. Anybody that listened, anybody that disagreed that listened, anybody that doesn't like me that listen, anybody that does not want to hear me that listen, or anything. I don't even care if you're a federal agent, government, whatever you are. Thank you. This is the way to express conversation. And I think it's good to have these type of dialogues, discussions, or even to talk out, you know, to other people and let them see that they're not alone and that we are all going through something and we're all trying to do righteous and do as much good as we can before we leave this place and keep doing what you're doing because it's not unseen, put it like that. You'll be rewarded at the end and the great reward is eternal life and love. All right, thank you guys, appreciate you, much love, have a good one, do what you do. On that note, I'm going to leave you with one more little song. I'm going to just use that to bounce out on. Uh, that's just it. Thank you and have a great one.